I wish you fruitful celebration. Vehicle for trying to improve the collective life of the nation, and it's therefore important that that young people are encouraged to use this avenue. And of course, literature is also the history of a nation, because you don't have to be an historian. You are not an historian, but if you want to know what happened in Nigeria in 1992, 1993, maybe in 20 years' time, you can take a novel that was written of that era, and you will see all the things that happened. You know all the things that happened at that time without being an historian. Because as a matter of fact, I find some history very boring. And sometimes an history, it would be only the record of what the politicians did. But literature is a record of how the people reacted, of what the people did. Because you just take an ordinary person, an average character, and write about him. Whereas the historian writes about the politician of that time, or the soldier, what they did. And literature is beauty and it is culture. And of course, when we talk of, we used to have it in various forms, like LP, for example, it is literature. When you go to a wedding, you see the poet, he's reading this and that, it's this literature. So there is the beauty aspect, but there is also the intellectual aspect of it. Now, the method of trying to intensify literary campaign through secondary schools and higher institutions, this is also very important, and we all have a role in this. And the first role I will deal with is the writer's role. Right now, there's a tendency in Nigerian writing to write a very high-polluting language, high-brow, bombastic language. And this is unfortunate, because as I've outlined, it's the young people who are the readers that we have right now. And so the writer has to make an effort to write in a way that these young people can understand, because we don't want to destroy their interest before they get started. Because everybody was young once, and I know that when I was 18 years old and in secondary school, there were books that I couldn't understand, that I had to put aside. So if these are the only books we present to these young people, then they may be discouraged. They may say, oh, I can't understand this literature, let me put it down. So the writer has that role. He can write for the university students too, and the intellectuals in a high-polluting manner, but he has that role, that responsibility to write in a way that ordinary young people can relate to. Otherwise, they continue to read foreign novels by James Edwin Chain and people like that, because they can understand these books. And so it's very important that writers write in a way that we can understand. The second role I will deal with is the teacher's role, and that is how to teach literature, how to make it interesting. And there's a step-by-step approach. I believe there are students here, so there must be teachers as well. And the teachers have this role in trying to simplify things, and then going on to the next step, of how they can understand this. Because I've seen students who are put off in their school days, because the teachers were too remote, they were too far removed, and they didn't know how to present things in a way, in a step-by-step way. You have to teach a child, first of all, that 2 plus 2 is 4, before you come to, before you start bringing in calculus and things like that. But if you just take a child and say, this is calculus, this and that, this square, pi square, you say, good Lord, I don't know what this is. I don't like math, let it go. But if you say 2 plus 2 is 4, he knows that. Then you move on. And this is very important in literature, that you teach people. So teachers are very important, and they have a role in intensifying this. In fact, their role, in fact, is most important, because they decide the books. They will decide what book I can present to my students this year in class 2, what books I can present in class 3, so the interest is continuing. And this is very important. The teaching trade, the writing trade have in this country today is high prices. Because you can go to Palamore, for example, and go to a bookshop there, say you want to buy a book, and you see that the novel is 60 naira, it's 80 naira. Look, some of these young people, maybe their pocket money for the whole week is 15 naira, maybe for the whole month. So how can they buy books if it's so expensive? So we have to find ways, and I believe the government has a very important role in this. The government has to subsidize the paper industry. They have to see that it's efficiently run. And of course, there's certain things, people are trying to do things, For example, you know, we have had problem with long fiber pulp in this country. That's what it is.
The blue see-through bag with the black bag, the earrings black, the edge here, the tourist boat. That is the youth in action. Purple here, and here, purple wrapper, purple earring, the pinkish purple blouse, matching bag and shoes, and the trailer head here. Black shoes, black bag, black top, filing out this way. They also know about fashion.
The Grandmother's Award. We do that in it. So on our list here, first I would like the Honorable representative of the Al-Aji Chief R. Olisire to make an official presentation to Mrs. Adeke Ogunsowo, Director General, Bureau of Information and Culture, Lagos State. She is to be honored with the Grandmother of Moral Family Award. On behalf of the Moral family, we present the Moral Award to Mr. Adeke.
Moral Magazine, Advocate of Life Made Better. Moral Award for Excellence, Grandmother of Moral Family. In recognition of your previous contributions to the growth of Moral Magazine and the Moral Family, and for your love for youth-oriented programs since inception. Moral Magazine, through its award committee, has decided to unanimously award this to me. And I say a big thank you, because I thought I would still be a grandmother in 2-3 years. But now I'm a grandmother in the sense that I love, as far back as 1966, I've been in youth promotion, and they believe I'm old enough to be a grandmother.
In recognition of your previous contributions to the growth of Moral Magazine and the Moral Family, and for your love for youth-oriented programs since inception, Moral Mag, through its award committee, has decided to unanimously award you Mrs. Alhaja Mrs. S.O. Balogun, GMMF, Grandmother of Moral Family.
Big success to me and to everybody present today. This is not a surprise to me, but I don't think I'm old enough to be a grandmother. But there is a Yoruba adage which says, Ogo Kolaba, with respect to the elders. Honestly, I love to be among you. I love youth around me.
And I'm not surprised today that majority of people here today are youth. A word of advice to you all. Please, my dear brothers and sisters, be prayerful, be disciplined, and be hard work. Thank you very much.
So help us with the presentation. NTA is being honored with the Grand Mentor of Moral Family Award.
On behalf of Moral Man, we present this to Nigerian Television Authority for all its assistance to the promotion of youth activities.
Yoshi, I will not allow her to give to NTA without giving to Lagos State. She belongs to Lagos State, you know? So it's my pleasure. Calling on her to present the Grand Mentor of Moral Family to Lagos Television. Representative of Lagos Television, LTD8.
Under LSBC, Lagos State Broadcasting Corporation, which is a parastatal under my own bureau. So we are all here well represented. So on behalf of Moral Magazine, I present this one to Lagos Television for its own assistance to youth development. I spent how many years? From 65 to 87. So I think I'm still going back to Daily Time because I'm on loan to Lagos State government. Okay. A younger sister is around. So on behalf of Moral Magazine, this to Daily Times and all this to it.
On behalf of the Moral Magazine, I present you this award, this excellence, for the grandfather of Moral Magazine. We will convey this to Excellency Essential for all he has done for the growth of Lagos State.
Sir Michael Agbolade Otedola, you all know, is a grandfather. So maybe with this award it becomes a super grandfather. And double grandfather. Thank you, my colleague. From all that he has been doing over this 1 year, you will see that things that will create peace, things that will make the youth be real leaders of tomorrow, he has been contributing. Only 2 days ago, a new school was opened, the Jubilee Model Grammar School was commissioned at Koka Village. Last December at Agboru, where for many years there had been no secondary school, it was opened consisting of about 4 different schools. So you will see that he loves children, he loves the youth to grow well, and he will continue to do it within the period he will be on reign. And this I will definitely convey to him, and he will make his own presence felt later on. Thank you.
The Moral family presents you Grand Eagle for the Grand Mentor of Moral family. Congratulations.
Concord Press Nigeria Limited. Members of the press, please, dear Allah, I'm sure the version will be read through you. His absence is felt here, we are giving his organization an award. He's also to play the role there. But then we still expect him to do it right. He's a father. And I'm sure he's going to do that. So Comfort Press and Grand Minister.
On behalf of the Moral Magazine, the Moral Magazine presents the Concord Press of Nigeria. So the grandfather of Moral family. We know Bashir will not be able to be here. We all know his assignment now, and we wish him all the very best. And we hope he will be our next president. Grand mentor of Moral family. Wish you all the very best.
We don't want to take too much of your time. We are passing around envelope for the individual,
which is not to be announced, because it's between me, the Moral Magazine, and our own Heavenly Father. That of the Lagos State government, we shall keep it. Send it to
The friend is going to the ladies' affairs, so we don't have it. But we want to have some of our directors, Mr. Martin Day and Mr. Naya, the Director of Finance and Supplies, who have been coming to be here also. We'd like to have the presence of Mrs. Ogunwemiwa. She here with us. Okay, we recognize her. We recognize Mr. Taiwo too. She here with us. We'd like to have an open prayer and as Reverend
simply defined as a form of organization where integrities voluntarily associate together as human beings on the basis of equality for the promotion of their interests. The definition above implies the following: voluntary association. The membership of a cooperative society is a two-way strategy. People can join at will and withdraw their membership whenever they desire, provided they are not indebted to the society. Human beings. Members of cooperative society are people who are physically and mentally fit. Cooperative is a form of business venture requiring regular deliberation in order to maximize available resources. It is therefore important that during deliberations, people of sound mind are required to contribute their knowledge, opinions, to the progress of the society. Hence, the need for the society is constituted with intelligent human beings. Basis of equality. Democracy reigns supreme in any cooperative organization. During deliberation at the meeting concerning the affairs of the society, majority vote with one man, one vote, irrespective of one's financial and social status in the society. Unlike the public companies, where decisions are taken on number of shares held. Trustees of the society are democratically elected. At the end, a cooperative society is not a philanthropic organization. Non-members of cooperative society cannot enjoy any benefit from it unless they are members. Even though the idea of cooperation is as old as mankind, for its natural tendency of people to help each other. The earliest form known as the arrow, A-R-O, or the Owe, and the Ezus, Owe, and the Ezus, which encourage the pooling of human effort and financial resources together to enhance the standard of living members. In a depressed global economic environment, where the propensity to consume is very much more higher than the propensity to save, the need for employees or working class to put their resources together in order to enhance their standard of living cannot be overemphasized. During the Industrial Revolution in Britain in the 18th century, the use of machinery was introduced and other labor-saving devices to industry in general. The level of unemployment increased and money income among the working class declined. The working class people were unable to buy food and services at the market prices, which were high. They realized that their salvation lay in mutual effort. After much study, they decided to set up their own stores to supply their own needs at reasonable prices. Of the early attempts to establish a cooperative business enterprise, the first to succeed was set up in the town of Rochdale in Manchester in 1844 by a group of desperately poor working class people. Their success provided an inspiration and guidance to cooperators to this day, and as such have finally earned them a name, the Rochdale Equitable Pioneers. The fame of the 28 members of the Rochdale Equitable Pioneers was attributable to the guidelines and rules laid down during their day-to-day business activities, which have been universally accepted as principles of cooperation, which most successful cooperative societies have adhered to very strictly. They are democratic control, patronage response, limited return on capital, strictly cash trading, open membership, strict neutrality from religion and politics, election of members, sales at market price. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to emphasize at this juncture that at this very crucial stage of the present economic situation of the country, the government cannot alone solve individual economic problems. We have to learn how to help each other through collective effort. It is against this backdrop that I have to endorse and approve the formation of the cooperative society in the Environment and Physical Planning Office, through which the standard of living will be enhanced. To achieve the level of success of members of the Rochdale Equitable Pioneers, we have to abide strictly to the principles of cooperation as earlier on enumerated, and acquaint your members with the provision of the bylaws of cooperatives and private societies of the state. Elect honest and dedicated members as officers of the society who are sound in financial management, to maintain and keep adequate records and ensure that regular meetings are held where members will have the opportunity to contribute their quota to the development of the society. I wish you all happy celebration. Thank you.
And to be in the midst of enlightened cooperators. And by this, you have lightened my job, and I don't think I have much to say because all I could have said have been explained by the chairperson. But let me say this: you want to inaugurate a cooperative credit society, and I want to say that for this type of society to be organized, members must contribute inaugural fees, registration fees or entrance fee as we may call it. And this money will be determined by the members themselves. It may either be 20 naira or 30 naira. Everybody must pay this. And this money qualifies any person coming into the society to be a member of this society. I hope this must have been paid by everybody. After this, you need to contribute savings. By this I mean regular savings. You want to contribute any amount you can afford, the amount you can live in the society for a long time to come. You continue to save this money for about 6 months, after which you can apply for loan in the society. And when applying for loan in this society, you will apply for maximum twice your savings in the society. And the money must be repaid at most 12 months, within 12 months. You can repay the money within 6-8 months, or the maximum loan period should not be more than 12 months. And when you are repaying this money, you repay with interest. And when you consider interest to be paid in a cooperative society, you will see that the interest is far lower than that of the bank. And according to the credit bylaw, it says the interest should be from 1 to 15% of your loan. So if you consider this with that of the bank, you will see it is very, very reasonable. And when taking this loan, the bylaw says you must take the loan and use it for productive purposes. Please, when you take the loan, use it for something that will bring joy to your heart. not taking the loan and having a second wife. And after all this, please make sure that you attend meetings of cooperative regularly. This is very, very important. Meetings of cooperative are very, very important. The committee members must meet regularly to dialogue on the affairs of the society. Any member who is in need of anything in the society, the committee member must take care of that. This is very important. Also, the general meeting is there, and the annual general meeting is also there. This takes place once in a year. That is after all the annual accounts have been prepared.
Vocation with hyperinflationary trends, the purchasing power of the working class has been on the downward trend. If we are to dislodge ourselves from the necessities of economic destabilization, it is inevitable to organize a cooperative society of this sort, which will enable a group of individuals through their financial and human resources together with a view to enhancing the daily declining standard of living. The society that is formed today will develop the habit of business in loss and open the door for credit facilities to individual members for investments in productive venture without any demand for collateral securities. If these laudable goals are to be achieved, there is need for your cooperation with members of the management committee. You are to attend meetings regularly where your intelligent prudence is required in the deliberations of matters that affect the society. You must be conversant with the provisions of the bylaws in order to make the job of the less cumbersome. I want to assure you all of prudent and sound financial management of our resources, of your resources placed at our disposal for the advantage of all. My address today will be inconclusive if I fail to recognize the contributions of the Director General and Physical Planning Office, Mr. P.S. Marcos, in making this occasion realizable. He endorsed and approved with utmost dispatch the proposal to establish this young society. He has been very magnanimous in taking keen interest in the work he has established. Equally worth mentioning is the cooperation of the Assistant Director of Personnel Management, Mrs. E. Omotosho, during the committee stage of this society. Our assistance has been very inspiring and encouraging. The support of the Director of Finance and Supplies, Mr. Shigeo Yogudibe, in the check-up system is noted with great appreciation. To all members, officials from Ministry of Agriculture and Conservation, because the area office, gentlemen and ladies of the press, I say big thank you all for allocating your staff and resources to attend this occasion. May God Almighty bless us all.
Saying that since that has happened, papers like Oribu Son has written to thank the government for about 3 hours at time at the very big deal. So they've written to thank the government for Louis road. The other 157 million naira for the duration of 12 months. Also happy to inform you that the government has installed its own part of the package by paying apart from the rest of the piling works. They are supposed to start the piling work anytime from now. If not for the initial technical details during the design concept, that has been submitted and finally formalized the contractual part of the contract by proceeding with the signing of the
I would like to seize this opportunity to appeal to the contractors that they should ensure that in their attempt to do these construction jobs, they should find ways and means of reducing the hardship of motorists. It is very, very important that people should not pass through much problems because we are trying to do some roads in the areas. So your planning should please take this into cognizance. There is also the need to ensure that you work according to schedule so that the project can be delivered in good time. No project is useful until it is completed. It is therefore completed with very few ones that will be ongoing by the time we leave office. We need your support to ensure that this happens. Thank you very much.
Honorable Commissioner and members of the Council sitting. On behalf of my company, Dufanti Nigeria Limited, PLC, I stand to, first of all, thank the Governor and the Commissioner and all members of his council for the interest they have in the company, for the confidence they repose in my company. I lay emphasis on the fact that Bufanti is not new in the country. We have 33 years experiment that we shall not fail you either. Regarding the hardship to the motorists, we have experience. We are more or less Nigerians, and therefore we know how to tackle that problem. And we assure you that as much as possible, we'll try our best to ensure that the hardship is not too much. Completion date. I'm very happy to say this emphatically, that Bufanti has never started a job which the company has not been able to complete. And therefore, by the grace of God and with your own support, we will make sure that we complete the job on schedule. Never in the history of Bufanti have we abandoned any project, and we guarantee that none of these projects will be abandoned. All that being said and done, I will also appeal to your government to please help us to help the people, because the only way by which there can be any delay is from the government. Once our payment is not delayed, we assure you that everything will be okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. Ah, super nini chacha. Ah, my shit. Ah, let's salute. Let's yara that you do my lord. Ah, my shit. Unti ẹlòmíì wà tí ó rí lẹ́yìn lọ gbé jù. Old model nínú ànàpàtì ọlọ́mọ àjọ fún ní fọ́ tó bá ní fọ́ ti sẹ́ẹ̀lì ní spare part ẹ̀. Àwọn ilé ìtì wà ọdún tẹ̀. Ẹ tún record.